We often talk here on this show about desperate acts of PR, publicity, don't we? Well, for me, this one has to really take the biscuit in this current climate, and here's the reason why. Hi, good morning, Neil Sean here in the heart of London. Nice to see you today. Hope you're all well, keeping fine and dandy. Lovely to see all those brand new subscribers too. Nice to see you. Welcome one and all. Let me know what you think to these particular stories. This particular story truly caught my eye because as a Yorkshireman, I did think, what? Really? But here's where the story really kicks off. Way back in 1895, Prince George, who was then also the Duke of York, had a particular stakes named after him at York Racecourse in North Yorkshire. Now, as we know, our current Duke of York is currently battling away with all sorts of problems, so naturally one might expect some support. But oh no, York Racecourse have now decided, yes, just now, that this would be a very good time to rename that particular stakes. Now, the current publicity officer for that particular venue, James Brennan, basically said, oh, it's nothing to do with the current problems, of course, with the Duke of York. But we've been contemplating this for some time and felt now was a good time to actually rename it. Now, there are two ways to look at this particular story. You could say, of course, here's another person kicking someone when they're down, or it could have been true. They could have possibly been deciding to do this for some time. The sort of cynic in me would say that, well, if you think about it, at least it gets people like me and him in print around the world and reminds people that York does indeed have a racecourse. After all, most of these events have been closed down for the last 2 years. But it's not necessarily all gone to plan for York Racecourse, because they've seen, well, quite a bit of trolling on social media, and rightly so in my opinion. Why not currently support the present Duke of York during his rather difficult times? As often we've said also on the show, what's happened to, until proven guilty? Once again, it appears that people are exploiting, using, and of course mocking senior members of the British monarchy for their own ends. For me, I do find this really, really upsetting, simply because, as I say, there would be truly no need to do this in this current climate. They simply could have waited a while, perhaps till the end of the year. Either way, I'd love to know what you think about this particular story, and more so if you do live in York or indeed Yorkshire. Are we truly that unfriendly? I wouldn't like to think so. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.